From modest beginnings in Baltimore, Maryland, to an international billion-dollar empire.
My grandfather said, know your job, and I can promise you'll never be in a bread line.
Since the beginning, Reginald F. Lewis was destined for success.
I signed him up for camp. And he said, who's going to take care of my business? And I said, I will. And the first thing he said when he walked through the door, where's my money?
A man with an unconventional approach to conventional institutions.
I was told that he is the only person to get into Harvard Law School without formally applying.
The thing that I admired about Reginald Lewis, he was a take charge kind of a guy. The sheriff reached for me. Reggie grabs the sheriff's arm and said, wait a minute, who are you? I'm the high sheriff, who are you? And I'm Reginald F. Lewis, I represent Reverend Shavers. Yes, he was a Wall Street, highly trained corporate lawyer, but he was a strong freedom fighter for civil rights.
Welcome to Inside New York. We are honored and delighted to have on today's program Loida Nicolas Lewis, who is the chairman of the Reginald Lewis Foundation. And she's here to celebrate the premiere of a PBS documentary on her husband, Reginald F. Lewis, the making of a billion-dollar empire. Loida is going to share with us much more about this great pioneer right here on Inside New York. So we welcome Loida Lewis. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Joan.
You know, we've known each other, it seems like nearly 30 years. I'm celebrating 25 years on this show.
Congratulations.
And we've never had you on, so this is such an honor.
Thank you. The honor is mine. Thank you for having me here. In fact, it has been 30 years ago when he did the billion-dollar deal of buying Beatrice International Foods. And so 30 years ago, it was a big deal. It was all over the papers. And since then, those who have been born after 1987, who are probably, under 40, do not know anything about him. So I'm so glad that PBS, WNETW, is showing it in Long Island, in New York City, and in New Jersey, starting February 16.
Right, they can check their listings, because for New York City, that's also WNET.
That's right.
Channel 13, as it was, still called, I believe.
And the best thing about it is that because it is a public television, they can find it after February 18, streaming online. Now, remember, WLIW.org.
And this is something that's becoming much more common. We hope to do that now after 25 years, to also have our shows on demand so that you can see them at any time.
And so I want people to know that there was a man who did it.
Yes.
From humble beginnings, and yet was able to go to the heights of corporate America by buying a billion-dollar company.
When I was coming here to the studio, I was just thinking, Empire. A lot of young people know of the show Empire, which is so popular, but many of them don't know that there's actually a person who owned a billion-dollar empire in 1987 who is African American.
That's right. He bought Beatrice International Foods for nearly $1 billion, and it was consisting of 64 companies in 31 countries.
Wow.
How about that? But and this is what people forget. Oh my God, he did $1 billion. But before that, he had 3 failures. But what I remember most is that when he said, when I was talking about, being African American, he was, I was going to talk about, race relations, and he immediately cut me short. I'm international. He didn't want to be treated as a black man. He was international. He was always ready for new adventure.
Yes.
And of course, I was ready too. I just want people to know that the documentary Pioneers, Reginald F. Lewis and the Making of a Billion-Dollar Empire, will be in February. And after that, it will be streaming online,
Yes.
WLIW.org. Thank you.
And we'll have this interview streaming as well.
Oh, is that
Okay.
right? Wonderful. Thank you for having me. 64 companies in 31 countries for almost $1 billion. So in that sense, he is a pioneer.
The fact that we were able to close a gargantuan deal, given its international character, was just, it was absolutely off the charts.
There is no doubt that Reginald Lewis's success paved the way for me and many others.